Good morning guys from Gommel. I'm on the next leg of my journey. Today I'm going to Mozyr. Now to get to Mozyr I need to take the train to a place called Kalinikavici, which is about a 3-hour train journey west of here. Gommel of course. So let's get on the train. Let's go to Mozyr with its famous castle. Hopefully it's as good as they say it is. Poyakli. Welcome to Kalinikavici guys. So after a 3-hour train journey from Gommel, I've arrived and the total fare came to about 2 rubles 79 kopeki. That's about €1.20. Okay, now I haven't finished yet. I haven't arrived to my destination, which is Mozyr, which is about 5 or so kilometers south of here. So in order to get to Mozyr I need to get a bus or a taxi to take me there. All right, let's find said transport. Well guys, I've finally arrived here in Mozyr. So I got a taxi from Kalinikavici. It dropped me straight here. So Mozyr, well, what do we know about Mozyr? All I know is that it has a castle, has about 100,000 people living here, and it's the oil and heavy metal capital of Belarus. I'm interested already. Let's see what this place has in store for us. This river here, guys, this is the Pripyat River. And the Pripyat River flows all the way through southern Belarus into Ukraine, down into Dnieper, and that flows into the Black Sea. Of course, the Pripyat is now more associated with what happened in Chernobyl. Of course, the town that was built in Chernobyl to accommodate the workers was called after this river, the Pripyat. And when Chernobyl happened, when it exploded on the 26th of April 1986, this part of Belarus, southeastern part of Belarus, the Gommel Oblast, received over 60% of the fallout from the nuclear accident. But I've been assured by the taxi driver who got me here, he said it's perfectly safe to swim in this river. And over here we have some beaches. As we can see guys, people are fishing all along the banks of the Pripyat. Of course, this is the same Pripyat River. Many different armies came up and down to conquer, to lay siege, and to sack the town of Mozyr. And it is because of that that the locals built Mozyr Castle on a big hill surrounded by ravines overlooking this river. What do you think, guys? Do you think I should go for a dip in the Pripyat? It's a beautiful day here in Mozyr. Very hot, very warm today. I'm tempted. Maybe later. All right, let's check out Mozyr Castle first of all. I'm excited about this place. Not many tourists actually come here, which is indeed a great pity, because this place is actually quite a nice town from what I've seen it so far. And of course it has a major attraction up on the hill, Mozyr Castle. It's a castle with a long and proud and detailed history. This is the entrance to Mozyr Castle. Thank God it's open. I was actually here last year just passing through and this place was actually closed. So this is my chance to see this place. Very unique place here in Belarus.
Да, билет, да?
Аппарат или что? Это видео, что?
Да, видео, да. Я хочу
получить разрешение снимать здесь? Это возможно?
Это на видео?
Видео, да, на YouTube канал, да?
Видео 6:50.
Хорошо. Возьмите. This is the main courtyard of Mozyr Castle. So it cost me about 6 rubles 50 kopeki because I asked her if it's possible to film here and she said yes. Of course I had to pay extra. That's about 2 euros and 70 cents, something around that, but still very, very cheap. Extremely cheap. Wow. The first mention of this castle somewhere around the 16th century. And as I mentioned, it was attacked and destroyed on many occasions, and over the years, over the last 20-30 years, a lot of it has been rebuilt and rediscovered. It's a beautiful church on the grounds of the castle. Wow. These were probably some of the soldiers laid siege to this castle. Of course, a lot of it has actually been rebuilt. Okay. Inside one of the battlements in the castle. So this says that here on this spot in the 18th century stood the Saint Spassky Church, which was incidentally destroyed, and this is probably a reconstruction of the church itself. Let's go in and have a look. Let's see what it's like in here.
Открыто, смотрите, мы красили.
Ой.
Спасибо. Проходите.
Спасибо. The church is normally closed. Спасибо большое. Это очень интересно. See some of the recreation, some of the weapons that they used. Sword. It's like an axe thing. And this here was a mace. What they used to use the maces for, basically to crack skulls. That's what they used them for. And this guy here, Sigismund III, he was the king of Poland. Of course, he was the ruler here, and he founded this this castle, Sigismund. And this guy here, my Ukrainian subscribers will know this guy. This is Bogdan Khmelnytsky, the famous Ukrainian hetman of the Cossack. And this guy here fought a 6-year war in the mid-17th century against the Polish-Lithuanian Confederation. And he was a ruthless guy, Bogdan Khmelnytsky. And he basically sacked whole towns in southern Belarus, including Rechice. Any Catholic he could find, he killed them. You can see up here, this is the bell tower. Let's see if we can ring the bell, can we? Maybe not. Yeah. This guy here, Janusz Radziwiłł, very famous Belarusian nobleman. And he took Mozyr from the Ukrainian Cossacks in the mid-17th century. Because Janusz Radziwiłł, very famous Belarusian nobleman. Wow. Check this guy out here. This is a hussar. This is a Polish hussar. Of course, in the 17th century, Poland, Lithuania was a superpower, a military and economic and political superpower in Europe. And they had these guys, the winged hussars, the cavalry, and they were famous all over Europe for their prowess, for their strength. And these guys came into their own in 1683 during the siege of Vienna, when Jan Sobieski led the Polish hussars to break the siege of Vienna from the Turks, thus saving Europe from Ottomanism. Wow, I often wonder what this place was like back in the day, particularly in the mid-17th century. You know, to see the Cossacks, the hetmen, the Ukrainian Cossacks of Bogdan Khmelnytsky, and then coming over the hill, Janusz Radziwiłł, laying siege to this castle. Of course, it's not hard to see why they built Mozyr Castle on the area that it is right now. This is actually up on a hill overlooking Mozyr, and all around down here there are very, very deep ravines, and the locals back in the day used to keep the ravines clear of vegetation and forests so that they could see the enemy coming. Wow, this place was near impregnable. I've just been talking to the grounds lady here, and she said I can ring the bell. Wow, pictured guys, 1648. I'm a soldier here, and I see the army of Janusz Radziwiłł coming over the hill. It's time to round up the troops. Signal order. Oh. I'm the worst bell crier ever. Wow, that was epic. All right, I'm bloody exhausted after that. Whew. Спасибо большое. До свидания. I have to admit, guys, I was a bit disappointed when I walked around Mozyr Castle. I was expecting some ruins, some genuine ruins. Obviously it's made of wood, it's completely destroyed, it's long since vanished, but I rung the bell. I can die happy now. Belarusian people have had to endure a lot down through the years, countless wars and invasions, many armies passing through here. I'm now on Ulica Mala Pushkina. This means small Pushkin Street. And a tragedy took place here, amidst the background of a greater tragedy. It took place here in 1941. And of course you all know what happened in 1941 in June. On the 22nd of June 1941, of course the Germans invaded the Soviet Union. And why is that tragic? Well, for this little particular incident, for Mozyr, yes it was. And Mozyr, before 1941, before 22nd of June 1941, had a substantial Jewish population. And with the Germans approaching and the Germans coming and occupying Mozyr in late June 1941, it was a tragedy for the Jewish population here, numbered about 40% of the population. And so, on the 31st of August, here on this street, on this very street, on Small Pushkin Street, hundreds of Jewish men, women and children, they congregated in a house right under the noses of the German occupation. And one of the elders set fire, using kerosene, set fire to the house. And hundreds of men, women and children went up in flames to prevent them from being apprehended and captured by the Germans and sent to the death camps in Auschwitz, or to be massacred in the ghettos or whatever. And this incident that took place on this street here is known as the Belarusian Masada. Wow. You see how desperate, you wonder how desperate these people were. You know, they didn't want to be captured by the Germans, so they all committed suicide. Men, women and children in a house. They set fire to themselves. Immolation. Dom Kultury Stretel, the house of culture of the builders. I love these old Soviet, kind of old Stalin style architecture, 1930s, beautiful. And I presume this is actually the main house of culture, well, one of them, here in Mozyr. Wow, I like the old Stalinist architecture with the Roman columns. Really nice. These were built all over the former Soviet Union. And of course, it's also one of the polling stations for the upcoming presidential election on the 9th of August. Or can we go inside? See if it's open. Wow. Inside the House of Culture. This is the place where they hang up their coats, the cloakroom. Gather off, as they say in Russian. The Soviet architecture. Спасибо. До свидания. There you go, folks. Some 1930s Soviet architecture. Pity I couldn't get into the hall. You know, well, it could get in, but it was, lights were off. Dark. So there you go. The Dom Kultury Stretel, the house of culture of the builders. Of course, back in the day, all the builders would come here, and they would have their concerts and events inside this building. But now it's open to the general public. Alright guys, I'm on Ulica Lenina, the main street here in Mozyr. As I mentioned guys, it's a really, really hot day, and I'm now just after drinking some kvass. So, as I promised, time for a dip into the Pripyat. Time to go for a dip into the Pripyat, and I can safely say there are two hotties to the right of me. Okay. Ooh, that sand is very, very hot. All right. Whoops. Let's get into the Pripyat. Ooh. Whoa, that's really, really nice. It's very, 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 very warm. Ah, man. I can see the current now going down the river. Whoa. It's getting deeper and deeper here. Ah. Wow. The water is absolutely perfect. It's crystal clean. As you can see, the people there to the right of me going for a swim. Of course, I won't be going for a swim today because I didn't bring my trunks today with me to swim, unfortunately. But guys, the water is amazing. In fact, it's really, really warm. Beautiful. Nice and clean. Well, there you go. Not many places in Belarus where you can actually go to a beach like this and go to swim, especially on a river like the Pripyat. That's where I am right now, in the Pripyat. My mission is complete. Alright guys, back to where I started this morning. So, hope you enjoyed my little trip to Mozyr. Highly recommended, guys. Nice little town with its castle, of course, where you can ring the bells and where you can also go for a swim in the Pripyat. Anyway, enough of that. I'm gonna wait for my train to take me back to Gomel that way, 2.5 hours that way. So on that, guys, I shall bid you adieu from Kalinkavici, and from Kalinkavici, do svidania, do встречи.